Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to Apex Academy, Halcyon City's foremost school for aspiring superheroes. We are, as always, following the adventures of the young Argonauts, Year 1 students at Apex Academy. And, I don't know, why don't we go right into meeting the team? Person sitting there.
I am Dan, otherwise known as Code Marvelous. Simon is our headmaster and storyteller, and I'm playing Prometheus, a child of an archvillain who is trying to make it good using his magical talents. Somebody else has got to go.
Yeah, let's go clockwise from Dan.
Unfortunately, I don't have it up, so I can't see.
I don't have it up, boss.
Nelson, why don't you go next?
Sure thing. In contrast to Dan, I am Nullzone, with my character name being Clymene, and I am the parent of a pair of superheroes who is going to school to attempt to learn how to do it properly. And I am a delinquent, so it's not always the best way to do it.
Aaron, do you want to go next?
Is that making my turn? So I am playing Daedalus. I am the brains of the group. Yeah, we hope. My character likes to do smart things and, make gadgets to help everybody out. And, yeah, that's where we're at.
And Birdie.
I'm Birdie. I play Eris Discordia Valley. I am the team's muscle, thankfully, because I'm literally always pissed off.
That makes, yeah. I think that's a good introduction. So, when last we met, you all were getting ready for, you were doing some sparring, and you were getting ready for a sit-down with the West Side Hills Wolfpack. The unlicensed group of metahuman teens in the low-income neighborhood that you have been assigned to do a community service project for. Your first encounter with the Wolfpack did not go very well. For those of you who did not see it, the locals did not take kindly to the prep school kids coming in, and
only really the timely intervention of my kind of adopted uncle/family friend helped keeping it from devolving into a full-out super brawl in the middle of downtown.
Yeah. So,
fair.
That same uncle, Brickbat, has agreed to negotiate a sit-down for the two groups, where hopefully you can come to some understanding. And Aaron, you had an addition there? You were starting to speak, and I kind of spoke over you, so I was just making sure.
No, I was just editorializing, that's all.
Save it for the Apex Chronicle, the student newspaper of Apex Academy. So, if any of you are looking for extracurriculars...
Oh, yeah.
Totally have the time for that.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just be Susie High School.
Well, isn't that the point of having, a superhero high school campaign? That you have things like extracurriculars and super prom?
Ooh, super prom.
Is there a wrestling team?
Crisis on Infinite Dance Floors?
So
no joke.
If we want to very briefly go over some I just wanted to make sure that the viewers get the sense of what we did as our end of session moves.
Good call, Dan. Why don't you start with that, and we'll go through the same rotation.
Alrighty, so give me 1 second to bring up my sheet here. So I am playing, as I mentioned before, a Scion, and we recently, or when I say we, Discordia and I last session had a little bit of a healthy sparring match, which led to me releasing my powers in an uninspected and very dangerous way, and also her breaking through my defenses and very embarrassingly being able to like swap me to the ground. So in regards to that, narratively I have moved my character's danger up 1 to 2 to the number 2, and my superior from 1 to 0 as I become more dangerous as I delve into my powers, but my confidence is waning as more and more people show me that I'm not as controlled and as prepared as I think I am.
Null Zone?
So, I did 2 things at the end of last session. I marked enough potential for an advancement, so I chose +1 to 2 labels. So I shifted my mundane up from 0 to 1, and I shifted my savior up from -1 to 0. And then, because I spent pretty much all of last session baking cake and also eating humble pie, I shifted my superior down by 1 and my mundane up another 1. So my superior is now 2 and my mundane is also 2.
Okay. Julius?
So I too got an advancement at the end of last session. I went ahead and chose a sanctuary. We kind of talked about it towards the end of the session, but I'm going to make the computer lab or the lab where I seem to be spending a lot of time working on various things, my sanctuary. And then for my end of session, I'm going to go a little bit of a different route. I am going to grow closer to the team. So Julius would have really taken Clymene's apology to heart. So I think I would normally give him influence, but I have influence over him. So does that just mean they cancel?
It means that I would get influence over you.
Okay.
I believe. But since I didn't have it already, I don't get to try to shift any of your labels or anything.
Right. Right. So I'd give you influence over me, and I get to clear a condition or mark potential. So I'll clear my guilty conscience condition.
Wonderful.
And Eris.
Well, it's funny that Prometheus says that it makes him less confident in himself. Eris at the end of the sparring also feels less confident because like that's her best friend, you know, and he talked down to her and said some nasty shit and overreacted in her estimation. Like there was no reason, like we were sparring, there was no reason to go that hard, and he still knocked her on her ass. So I have also shifted my labels. I have shifted my danger down and my freak up because of like how he reminded me that I'm a superhero and I'm going to be dealing with supervillains, and they're not going to take the time to be patient while I gather my wits around, you know, all that. So my freak is now 1, my danger is down to 2.
Nice.
Cool. Are there any other last session business that anyone wants to address before we continue?
I'm good.
I think I'm good too.
All right. Is there any anything you want to do at the top of this session before you go to your sit down with the Wolfpack?
I would kind of like to talk to the party and propose that I be the kind of the spokesman for talking to them, partly because I'm the one who has the connection with Brickbat, and partly because while I said some angry things last time we encountered them, I was the one who didn't actually do anything directly provoking to them, if that makes sense. And I want to see if you guys will agree with that or not.
Guess it depends on what your game plan is going in.
Be friendly, try to actually get them either to get up on our side or just stay out of our way, but understand we're not trying to make anything any worse, like they seem to think we were last time.
Yeah,
I mean,
so... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Simon.
Nope.
I'm listening.
Oh. Who was talking?
It was me, but go ahead.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I have no objection to not being the one talking, considering I punched their leader in the face the last time we saw them. But I don't know that I agree with the idea of telling them to stay out of our way.
I concur. I think we should get them to guide us and show us how we can help them.
Count on us as tell them we're a resource. We're backup.
Perhaps I communicated poorly. The hopefully staying out of our way was the backup. Primarily, I would love it if they would help us, if they would, give us information, work with us. But failing that, I would rather ask them to just not so much tell them to stay out of our way, but ask them to leave us alone as the fallback, rather than telling us, look, we got to do this regardless. You need to stay away for your own good. Not going to go that way at all. But more like, we would love it if you would help us. This is our job. We've kind of got to do this. But if you're not willing to help us, would you please at least? That's the approach I was going for.
I guess that makes sense. We could tell them we're doing it for a grade. We don't mean to step on any toes.
Yeah, I fear that's going to give the impression that, we're there for a short period of time to make whatever small change and then...
No, not that we're only doing it for a grade, but we don't have the option of going away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, maybe we approach it like we want to do something that's going to provide some sort of long-term, lasting impact to the community.
That sounds fine by me. Does Victor have any ideas?
I mean, I think the biggest thing here is what Brickbat was talking about, which is making sure they understand that we're not here to tell them what they need, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what we're going off of. Look, you guys know what's going on much more than we do. Mm-hmm. You guys know what you need much more than we do. We need to help. We don't have an option to not, partly because it's schoolwork and partly because we're trying to learn the right thing to do. So we would love it if you guys could help us figure out what the right thing to do is and help us do it, maybe.
Maybe if we leave off that need to help, it makes it sound like we're doing it against our will.
That's why we're talking this all out on the subway trip there instead of in front of them.
Yes.
Or going with that whole thing you brought up about where, hey, talk the plans out with us beforehand so we know what happens if you say anything stupid.
I appreciate that. Oh, damn. look that. I think I gave enough.
And God helps those who make contingency plans.
Yeah. Also, I do have another cake.
Oh God.
Hey, he was making the last one specifically for me. That's why it was weird.
This is like a double chocolate German cake. It's just all chocolate all the way through.
Does it have coconut on top?
Well, if it's a German chocolate, it has coconut.
Yes.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Yes.
Because that is in fact a delicious cake.
My cake was just as delicious. The next time Eris goes in your fridge where we're not supposed to keep food because it's for experimental shit and gets an energy drink, she's gonna find that little slice of cake that has like the slashed off eye that's supposed to be the J, and she's going to fucking cry.
Just don't tell me I don't want to cry.
Okay.
I really should write that down.
So, in advance of the meeting, Null Zone, Uncle Brickbat gives you a call and says, look, I know you're still in school, but it's time to take the training wheels off. I'm going to let you sit down with, you guys are going to have to sit down with them as adults and as equals. I'm not going to be there to smooth things over. And I don't plan to intervene like last time. If it comes to that, I'm going to be real unhappy, and your folks will hear about it.
I completely understand. I'm going to do my best to not... I'm going to try to rise to your expectations instead of falling to them.
Good to hear it, kid.
For any of the listeners who don't know, Rise and Fall are canonically the name of my parents.
Yeah.
That was a really bad pun.
Yeah, that was bad.
You don't get Peter Parker level banter without some misfires, without some practice.
Exactly.
I guess we're still young. I guess it's a...
That wasn't a misfire. Come on, that's using what he has at his disposal.
Exactly.
That's artful use of the arsenal.
So, I'm gonna be costume on when we travel in, because I'm not letting... So regardless of whether or not Brickbat trusts them, if he trusts them, then I certainly trust them to be operating. But I'm not going to meet them without my superhero disguise on.
All right. How about the rest of you?
Oh, I'm not traveling that way on the subway.
Oh no, not on the subway. I'm just saying, like, when we arrive on the scene, I want it in canon that I have my mask on and I'm in my suit. I'm in my costume.
I mean, I got my little duffel bag with, bits and bobs in it that I'm constantly tinkering on, so I guess I'm in costume.
You don't have a costume?
Nah, not really.
Okay. Not
And,
even a mask?
well,
What's
I mean,
that?
we're...
Do I have a mask?
Not even a mask?
It's more like goggles.
Okay.
I mean,
as long
but-
as there's something.
To be fair, Julius comes out of Aegis training and came up more as an agent than a vigilante.
Yeah.
Like, he was recruited to the program as a brain.
Okay, but we still don't want people knowing who he is.
I got goggles.
What are they going to say? Oh, it's that guy.
I know, but we hang out. And we go out places, not I turn into another person. And if they see him with the other person, and then they see him with me, and then they're like,
Oh. And by the way, are you going transformed into Discordia?
Oh no, till we get there. Just like I'm going to meet like last time we tried to stealth it and go in our school uniforms and be cool and like infiltrate or whatever, and like now it's time to like put away the subterfuge and like it's like okay, here's me. Here we are.
Yeah.
Time to be honest.
Same.
And you can have that convo with Jonas here or later about
Julius.
respecting the stealth of...
You
Did I
Simon,
say
you were
Jonas?
Jonas.
I said Jonas.
you said Jonas. You were Jonas.
Julius. Have that convo with Julius about respecting the anonymity and or secret identity of the other team members.
Maybe you can help me design a costume.
Oh my goodness. I just want it in canon. If we do have that conversation right now on the subway, like it will not be as combative as that. She will absolutely be more like, are you sure you don't want to hide your face? Maybe that would be a good idea. You know, like trying to be like, make it your idea. And if you come out with...
So
here I was looking forward to more of like a fashion show where Julius would have to try on different looks.
No,
for
that's
his...
what
No. I've got it. He can wear whatever he wants, clothing-wise. And then right when we get off the subway and I transform into my uniform, I just take a little bit of like looks almost like metallic powder and rub it on between my fingertips and my thumbs, and then I just gently rub it over his eyebrows, and it turns into a mask that looks like two wings, like Icarus wings over his eyes. And I'm like, as long as I'm conscious, that's a mask. And it's the same thing I do with my costume. I'm still wearing my uniform. It just looks like I have a red suit on top of it.
Yeah.
I've just glamored it to look like my costume.
Okay.
You know what?
Hey, Victor.
Yeah, what's up?
Victor.
Yeah, what's up, Eris?
You and me are going to have a conversation later.
Are we? Are we gonna
Yeah,
have
we
are
are.
we gonna have a conversation about what?
Tell you later. Just
I
know
also
that coming.
I also think that like after the next time I have to use my powers, I'm just gonna go out and buy a box of like domino masks for you guys. Be like, look here. All right, but yeah, I'll be in my thing with like a big, just cardboard box. Go into the meeting area off the subway.
Okay. So you get off the subway and you go to the appointed meeting place. It's at the community center. And at the community center, there are, along the side, a couple of sort of picnic-style tables, benches, about 4 or 5 across, on either side, made of planks of wood. You've seen these picnic tables before. Planks of wood treated with formaldehyde. And you see 4 members of the Wolfpack either sitting or standing around one of them.
Who's missing?
There were only 4 last time, weren't there?
Oh, I thought you said 4 members. I thought there was like a 5th member who was missing.
So the 4 members, for those of you who have not seen the relevant episode, are Pistolero, the leader, who shoots energy blasts by making finger guns. Sonadora, who wears sort of Day of the Dead makeup, and I came up with this idea before all those trailers for Deadly Class.
Well, I made that joke in the episode. I was like, any correlation to Maria from Deadly Class is purely incidental.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Fade Out, who has some kind of intangibility.
You know why, Discordia.
And Bug, who's basically a giant cockroach.
Nice.
He's standing because the tables aren't really built for him to sit. The other three are sitting.
Okay. I'm not talking. I'm not in charge of talking this time. People get mad when I talk to people.
Well, I guess I will just kind of do the whole, thing to the T motion to start walking on over carrying my box of cake.
Aaron, what the fuck? It looks like we're going to an AA meeting.
Hello, my name is Calamity, and I've been having powers for 15 years.
He did say community center. That's where those things happen.
It's true. The truth is the outside, but I still think that. I don't know if I'm more disturbed that you had that, if you had that ready, or if you just searched it up.
Oh, I just found it.
All right.
Simon, I have literally like a 1,500 image folder of just like stock art now that I use for stuff because streaming.
Yeah, my folder is slowly getting bigger as these things come up.
So they're sitting there, and they're waiting for one of you to come up and make your play, make your introduction.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of leading, walking over there. The rest of you guys following me? I can't see. You're behind me.
I am the last one in.
I'll be right behind you.
Alrighty. So I'm going to guess that you three are probably going to wind up standing while I'm going to sit down and start talking. Unless someone else wants to be on the picnic table with them with me. No.
Yeah, why not?
No, I'm staying back from this.
I'll sit at the picnic table.
Are there enough seats?
Yeah, it's like benches on either side. They've got three sitting on their side of it. So there's room for you three.
And Discordia to be standing.
And Discordia to be standing.
Alrighty. Well,
balance.
I guess I'll lead off with something along the lines of, thank you very much for listening to Uncle Brickback and agreeing to meet with us. We're really sorry about
every time you call them Uncle Brickbat, call him Uncle Brickbat to people who aren't on this team, I wince a little. In character. Go ahead, sorry I interrupted you.
It's okay, well, you're wincing back there and I can't see you, so I'm not distracted by it, unlike in real life. So, we wanted to apologize for the misunderstanding last time and try to get off on the right foot around this time. So, here's the deal. You guys obviously know what's going on around here and are quite capable at handling yourselves. So we're not here to try to upset that. We're not here to try to mess with you guys. What we have here is we've got kind of a project going on in this area. And we would like to get your guys' help in doing it without trying to either push you out of the loop or make you feel pushed down or anything, because you guys are the my internal thesaurus is failing me.
Local muscle?
No, not local
Probably
muscle.
not the term that you want to use.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the
I'm
wheels
hoping
turning.
that that's not a thing that
No. I'm just trying to help him out of actual conversation to get the source working.
You guys are, you guys have a lot more invested here than we do.
You guys are the hometown heroes. How's that?
There you go. That's good.
That's probably what I'd say. Yeah, you guys are the hometown heroes, and we don't want to be causing any turf wars or anything like that.
All right. Pistolero says, look, Tio Cemento vouches for you. He says that you're on the level. So, we'll hear you out. You say you're doing this for a project. Now we're here. We're here to make West Hills better for us, better for the people who live here. That's what we're here for. Who are you here for? Are you here because it's an assignment? Are you here because your school says it? Are you here to make things better for your grade, or are you here to make things better?
Putting on the out of character hat. Funnily enough, we just talked about this and how I don't particularly want to say, that I'm that we're here for a grade. So
to learn to do the right thing is the path you want to take here.
Yeah. No, actually, I'm going to use those exact words. We're here trying to learn how to do the right thing.
We lost Simon, it looks like.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, there he is.
You're back.
So it kicked me out right after I finished talking.
So we decided that I'm going to respond with, we're here to try to learn to do the right thing. We are here learning to be heroes. That means learning to be heroes to everyone, and short and long term. So we want to try to make this area better because it's the right thing to do.
I mean,
we may be here as part of an assignment, but our motivations for trying to complete that assignment go beyond just wanting to please our teachers. We're all here with the privileges that we have because ostensibly everybody on this team wants to try to make the city better for the people who live in the city, not for ourselves, but for others. And that's what we're here
exactly.
to do.
We're here, and we take pride in what we're doing at the school because eventually we're going to take pride in our city. And you said yourself, it's a place that you need to improve it for the people that live here. You're part of our city too.
We find that a lot of the people who come here to make things better want to make it better for the people who want to build condos here. For the people who want to move us out.
Fuck gentrification, man. This is your area. This is your spot.
Yeah, we have no interest in that. Help us help you.
Pistolero looks around to sort of gauge the mood of his crew. He takes a moment. Like, all right. All right, your crew is kind of corny, but let's talk. What do you want to know? Is someone playing Street Fighter or something?
It sounds like a monster movie or something in the background.
It's possible it's Jessica in the other room. Let me go close the door. 1 sec.
My question is, obviously, the four of you have power.
Is it gone now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, the four of you have power. So, I can't imagine with the four of you operating here, you have a ton of problems from metahuman criminals, but what kind of things that we have better access to, could we help you with? We're not looking to provide the same type of service to your people that you do. We're looking to provide assistance to you with what we can provide that you need.
We're just supplemental.
No, but specifically, I want, we're coming from the outside. We have a lot of resources that we can potentially marshal. What do you need that the four of you can't get access to easily?
I'm going to groan a little bit at that statement.
Okay.
I mean, if this guy, out of character, if this guy's smart, he's not going to just say cash, because he knows we can't just give him a lump of cash.
No, I get that, but at the same time, it's implying that we can do something that they can't, and I don't think that's the tact we want to take.
I mean,
I thought you were groaning because you thought they were going to ask for shit that you would have to build, and it would be more work for Julius.
I mean,
Oh yeah, I care about that.
I think it would be more insulting to ask them to teach us to basically replace them, right? They're already patrolling the streets and keeping the neighborhood safe. So we have to ask them what we can do that they're not able to do easily themselves. I'm trying to be diplomatic, not condescending with the way I'm phrasing and speaking this.
I get that.
This time, actually, one of them speaks right up, and it's not Pistolero. Fade Out, who you might remember from your previous encounter, was intangible.
Yep.
And if you don't remember, when Null Zone activated the nullification field, it both made him tangible and also got rid of the force bubble that Prometheus had created. And one of the kids trapped in that force bubble had run over to embrace Fade Out. So there's your sort of pocket history of Fade Out for those of you just joining us. He says, get rid of the incinerator. The incinerator is messing us up.
What's the incinerator?
The solid waste incinerator they put in here 10 years ago.
Like solid waste, like nuclear waste?
No, just like, I guess instead of a landfill, they just burn everything, which can't be great.
Garbage. I don't know what's in it, but I know that my kid sister has asthma. I know that my friend's kid sister has asthma.
All right.
Like, they don't put these things downtown. They don't put these things
In what neighborhoods?
They don't put these things where the gentlemen want to come in with suits and buy condos, to use the words you used.
Yeah. Quick out of character question. Because I could just like literally look it up on my phone while we're talking, and I just want to know if this is a municipal facility or if this is something owned by a private company.
It's a private company under contract to the city.
Yeah, but it is a operation owned by a private company that is just subcontracting to the government.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's important. That makes things how we need to handle it different.
So, that's like Fade Out's take.
Okay.
Sonadora
Anything else? Yeah.
takes on, she says, there's no jobs here. Like,
How do you spell her name?
Sonadora.
Okay.
There's no jobs here. Our local economy is trash.
Literally and figuratively in the case of the solid waste facility.
Yeah, and the guys who end up working there
They all get sick.
They don't work up. They don't work there long. They don't stay there long. They can't.
All right.
So we not only need to get rid of the solid waste facility, we need to find something to fill the vacuum created when it goes away. We need to find...
Well, it's here now, and there's still a vacuum. There needs to be something to actually...
Well, no, what I'm saying is, let's replace it with something. That's not...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because we're also teenagers, right?
Yeah, I mean, these are the things they're saying are...
Vexing the neighborhood.
You know, you might be doing a project here, but it doesn't mean you have to solve all the
long-term issues. It's been here for 10 years. It's probably going to take about that long to get it disassembled once it's determined it needs to go.
Pistolero just says, like, look, the Wolfpack are the only ones looking out for the West Hills. The cops don't come out here, but they bust our nuts when they hear us breathing the wrong way.
With you on the scene, what are the cops afraid of? Like, he's genuinely curious. Or is it just that they don't give a shit?
They're afraid of a headache. They're afraid of a headache. Too much bother. You know, they don't want to come down here. Who comes down here unless they have to? Did you come down here before?
Don't say we do, Emrys, because we got assigned to this place.
Well, no. I was actually going to say Uncle Brickbat.
And finally, Bug just says, if you're going to help me get into the club, I'll back you up.
The club?
You think any clubs let me in? I want to get a drink. I want to dance.
I mean, there are clubs that would let you in, just maybe not around here. I know of a place or two.
You could also do
you want to hang out in our clubs?
Sure. I'm always
You're not very used to the body language sort of roaches. But you can tell that he's given you a right.
I mean, yeah. I would love to go to the club. Like, I'm being 100% serious. It's not sarcastic or bravado at all.
Okay. No, but you may be sincere. Victor may be sincere, but not everyone is going to
believe you.
Accept that sincerity.
Oh. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to inject a bit of a good humor. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to turn to you and say, "Hey, remember what happened the last time we got into a club together?"
Yeah, I do remember. And that's not even the most memorable visit I've ever had. But yeah, no.
That's why no one invited you.
Bug. I know of a couple of places. Not maybe the type of club that you are used to, but there are circles that I run in where stranger persons than you have been on the premises and been accepted.
All right, he sort of shifts back to a neutral posture.
Yeah.
And do you guys need, Do you guys need any help patrolling the streets? You know, the last thing we want to do, you know, we talked about this with Brickbat. The last thing we want to do is be seen to be terrorizing or attacking the people of this neighborhood. That's the last thing we want. But if there's somebody that you're having a hard time dealing with directly, that you'd rather an outsider take care of, you know, maybe somebody that the law will listen to, we can help.
Or even if you just want a night off so you can go to your clubs. Let someone else handle it for a little while.
I would be reticent to take an entire patrol. I think if we were to possibly entertain that idea.
Jonas, are you...
Julius.
Julius.
It's from Blades. I picked another J name, apparently.
Another J name. Julius, yeah. Are you saying this? Are you speaking this into your little...
No. I'm saying it's like, look, I mean, I don't want to step on your guys' feet. I don't want to assume to know this neighborhood. But if we were to do as Victor and Discordia are suggesting, I think it'd have to be some sort of paired buddy kind of deal. We're not gonna leave our neighborhood alone with you all. Don't blame you. we don't know this neighborhood.
Right, absolutely. But as I said, we're a supplementary force. If Bug wants to go off on a night, I'll step in and I'll be the muscle. If Sonodora wants to take a night off to go, you know, like someone else can pop in, you know, just fill in where we're needed.
Sonodora needs to moisturize a lot. She wears that makeup every day.
It's bad for your skin.
Right, and if she wants to take a self-care Sunday, I mean...
Maybe you guys need a girls' night.
I'm all for it.
I just hear the dirty words coming out of her mouth now.
Doesn't turn. He doesn't... But... Can I actually assess the situation from each of you?
Sure thing.
And assess the situation?
Oh, da.
Scroll down. Fuck you, Julius.
Both of us got 13.
Jesus Christ.
All right. This actually makes things really convenient because now I can just tell you all what's going on.
Nice. For those that can't see the rolls...
They can.
Oh, they can? Cool.
Yeah.
I forgot you got your new toy.
Essentially, you all can tell that they are networked. They are linked together.
Who?
And those of you who made a full hit can tell that it's Sonodora somehow sort of telepathically linking them together. So they're conferring.
Kind of like we do with our communicators, except with even less talking.
Yeah. But, you know.
I don't know that I want you guys actually in my head.
Or simply magically attuned can tell that this is sort of mind magic, psychic magic that Sonodora is using so that they can keep in communication. Because they sort of all look down in the same way at the same moment. And then look up, and Pistolero says, all right, you know, this week, let's try. We'll pair up, we'll show you the west side. If you're serious, and he sort of turns and like looks very intensely. If you're serious,
I mean, I crack a big smile and I say, "Don't we look like serious people to you?" I'm in my bright red suit.
Oh. We appreciate the opportunity, Pistolero. Thank you.
Yeah.
if you're serious, we'll set something up this week. And if you're just slumming, we'll know. And we won't be happy.
We'll be here with bells on.
Yeah.
Hey.
Not literally,
And,
of course.
Oh,
You've always seen us happy.
Question on something. Would we have, before this came out, would we have like worked out any of those town meetings or city council things that we would have gone to so we could tell them, hey, we plan on being here at these times to look into some other things beyond just you guys? So anytime around this would be extra convenient, but if you need us otherwise, don't hesitate to ring.
Well, I mean, you've talked about that before, so I had assumed that you had done sort of like looked up community board meetings.
Even if we hadn't come up with that, I feel like that's something that Clymene could get away with saying, because he did say, like, going into this, I'm going to be the mouthpiece. And
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn around the box. I'm going to open it. I'm going to pull a couple sheets of paper out and, like, take them out of the clear plastic. I'm going to be like, we looked up and there's, like, a whole bunch of actual municipal meetings and stuff we plan to go to. So here's the ones that we plan on being at. So these are times we'll definitely be here. And I figured you probably want to do a you'll call us, we'll call you, don't call us. So I put my contact number at the bottom so you don't have to worry about giving it to me if you don't want to. And I'm going to spin it around. And this was a gesture of goodwill.
As we're kind of having this moment with Pistolero, who is the person that I had the major personality conflict before, I'm not intending this as an aggressive act, but I want to pierce the mask, and I want to try to get, like, an insight onto, like, what's going on underneath the surface. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, let me see here. So, pierce the mask. I do not have a very good mundane right now, so let's see how it goes. I'm very disconnected currently from...
Sorry, my friend.
Hey, I somehow managed to hit, even with the -1, though.
Yeah.
That's not horrible.
If you would...
9, so a normal hit.
If you would like, I could use my position kind of the mouthpiece to assist you and bump it up to a 10 being a full hit. Because we do have a team in the pool at the start of every session, and I'm definitely there and talking with them to help. Or if you think just one question is enough, that's fine. You don't have to.
No, because I'm kind of going off of my own, because I want to get a sense of what's really going on here, since he snuck in that threat at the end there. I want to see if he's just grandstanding or if my team's in danger.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm just going to ask, what are you really planning? I'm like, listen, we're here because we want to be here, right? We're in this school, but if we weren't in this school, just like you guys, we'd still have powers. So what are you really planning? I want to help you, and I want to make amends for the way things went down the first time we met, but not if you're just itching for an excuse to get in a fight with me.
I'm here We're here to protect our hood. We're here to protect our people. And, a lot of people come here saying they want to help, but they don't want to help us.
We're willing to do that.
I want you to know that we'll work with you if you're really here to help. But I also want you to know that if you're not here to help us and our people, that we're going to have problems.
Yeah, that's just fine.
Yeah. It's like, we want to be heroes of the city. Your people are part of the city as much as anyone else, so your people are our people right now.
Well, that's what we'll find out, isn't it? It's one thing to say it, but you'll have a chance to show it this week.
So who's going first? Who's going first? Are we going to make this schedule while we sit here, or is this like you'll get back to us?
I was assuming this was like we wouldn't be marking the calendars quite yet, that'd be more a thing that we would...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I kind of...
All right, so...
already...
Go ahead.
I made sure they had at least my number, because I was assuming they were going to do a "don't call us, we'll call you" type thing. So I made sure that's on the papers.
Pistolero looks down for a second, looks back up, and reaches his hand out to you, Nullzone.
Like for a handshake?
Yeah.
I will shake his hand then.
All right, so handshakes all around?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right. When...
go ahead.
I'll say the one thing is Eris. When Sonodora shakes your hand, you definitely feel something or sense something.
Just me?
Apparently.
Well, no. I have another, do both of my me's?
Oh, gotcha.
What does
fair,
her face
okay.
do when
It's
she tries to
Discordia.
reach into a person and there's another fucking dude there?
It is more Discordia who picks it up.
I don't know. Okay, what is it? Why are you picking on me?
It's funny that you went with that, because what I was literally going to ask her in character, I'm like, that's a really, really neat application of magic you have there. Could you explain how it works? That was literally what was about to leave my mouth.
Okay, so Sonodora shakes my hand. Discordia perks up. What am I feeling? What am I experiencing right now, God?
Discordia feels a certain degree of connection to Sonodora.
I just want to, you are saying, Sonodora, Dreamer?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
What kind of connection gets the word Discord? He had a girlfriend. Okay, that's it? That's all you're giving me? She feels the connection?
Is that she gets like a ping, a sonar ping. Like,
all right, I'm definitely not going to, like, I'm still smiling because we're doing business shakes, but like I'm gonna like cock my head and not let go of her hand. Not in a hard way, but like I'm not going to release until she releases. Like, I'm not like grabbing her or anything. I'm just not gonna drop. I'm not gonna drop the hand. You know what I mean? And like it's obvious. Like I'm obviously like questioning with
You
the
don't
body.
want to do. You don't want to do the two-hand handshake.
No. And my instinct as a storyteller is to have her like extend it even instead of like just holding onto her hand. She's gonna go up and clasp the forearm like she's looking for a weapon. You know what I mean? Like pull her a little closer. It's not aggressive.
okay,
I cannot stress enough how not aggressive this is, but it's definitely like
it's assertive.
yeah. It's definitely like I am asking you a question and you're going to answer it, but just not with words. Because I am not a talker.
All right, it's a sort of what you get is if you need something, you can reach me here.
Okay. I don't know, is it like in character she's just gonna like nod? Because she'll fucking ask Victor later. When she's chewing his arse for being a cockblock.
So, when we go, I kind of want to use, because we've established that I have at least mild empathy. I can kind of tell what emotions people have. I just kind of want to get a read as we're going away on them. Like, after this is all done, when we're walking back off and they're, like, investigating the cake, I just kind of want to get a read as we're leaving.
Investigating the cake.
Wait, we didn't even get a piece of the cake?
No, he said this is a piece ring. You were there for that.
So very disappointed.
You had to take
I'm genuinely surprised, given how disinterested you seemed in the last one while I was baking it. Or maybe that was just the caffeine talking.
You have cake waiting for you, Julius. Didn't you enjoy it?
I'm going to say that
I was saving it for later.
I'm going to say that Bug's brain is just too alien for you to get a read on.
Okay.
But other than that, what you mostly get is cautious optimism with an emphasis on the cautious.
So, okay, they're thinking maybe these people are actually for real this time, but ...
Well, we've been burned a bazillion times, and we're not going to get our hopes up. Kind of deal.
Can I have canonically done something before we left?
Sure.
Now that because we didn't really get a sense of what Sonodora could do when we were here the last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take my tarot deck out of the bag that I keep it in my suit jacket pocket. And I'm going to just speak a small spell over the card, the magician, and hand it to her. I say, I'm sure you've dealt with this type of thing in the past, and I'm sure you're very capable if you've survived this long. But the kind of psychic power that you seem to have is very attractive to very dangerous things. If you ever feel like you need my help or somebody else's powerful magical help, if it's something super big, out of my depth even, burn this card and I will know that you're in trouble.
You love making people feel like you're superior to them, don't you? Out of my depth even. Oh my god.
Stop, it's cute. He's making friends.
In his head, yes. As an outside observer, though.
She looks skeptical.
Or just throw it away.
She
Right?
turns her head downward in that way that you've come to sort of recognize is creating a psychic link. And then looks up and very politely, gingerly takes it from your hand and nods deeply to you.
Yeah.
She doesn't really say anything, and in fact, she, the only thing she's said during the whole meeting was
Jobs.
talking about the economic situation. Was the only time that she spoke openly.
Daedalus, I am being consistent as to how my character views the world.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Indeed, he is. And
It wasn't a criticism so much as an
I, for one, could
observation.
not be more delighted.
But like legit, like in character, like psychic stuff for my character is something he would never do. Like he probably has wards on his mind, doesn't ever mentally link himself up with anybody else. Like the idea of doing that is like so dangerous and reckless to him. Like he's genuinely worried for her.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted in canon that as we're walking out, like I'm gonna bump shoulders with Victor and be like, "Do you see how I didn't interrupt you when you were talking to her? Do you want to take a lesson?"
Oh, did you think that was like a romantic thing? Because
I don't shit what it was.
Eris, what? He cracks a big smile. He's just like, you're the only woman in my life.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She's gonna take that for smart.
At least the only one that's not trying to kill me anyway.
Keep pushing your luck. Not yet today.
So once we get out of the building, I'm going to say, well, that seemed productive. This seems like it's going to work.
I said they're hoping so too, but they're not optimistic. Or they're not optimistic, they're not counting on it.
Yeah, I mean
all we do is prove ourselves.
They're expecting us to be spoiled rich kids, and they're expecting us to lose interest once the assignment's over. That's what I would expect if I was them, right?
Ain't wrong.
We don't have as stake, right? We have to create a stake for ourselves. We don't have any give a shit in this neighborhood right now. Beyond this,
we don't have anything to lose aside from a grade.
Right. And just as I told Pistolero, who gives a shit, right? Like, if we fail out of school, we still have our powers, and we still are going to have more opportunities than they are. And, it's not me being an asshole to say that. They know that, right? And that's a big part of what we have to overcome, because they know no matter how bad we fuck up, we still got more people on our side than they do on their best day.
Well, now we got to be people on their side.
I just don't know how we're going to convince them to shut down. Somebody's making a lot of money off of that solid waste disposal place. So that place is not going away anytime soon or easily.
Unless we can prove it's unsafe to the environment.
I'm guessing that's already been done. And it was politely ignored. Or they made the argument it had to go somewhere.
Could be.
But yeah.
I'm not saying sabotage, but...
Who wants tacos?
I'm happy that you're not saying sabotage. Because if you were saying sabotage, I would have to report you.
I'm going to talk to your ass later.
Can we get tacos over here? Because I'm kind of in the mood for tacos.
Sure. Over tacos, we should discuss what what your search spiders can dig up on this plant and see if we can't follow them. Listen, you're the one with the computer smarts. I couldn't figure it out, but we got to find out who's making money off of it, and we got to find out what has been, if there has been anything covered up that we could take advantage of. That's where my head's at.
All right.
They've probably sabotaged themselves.
While we are sitting there consuming our tacos, Victor, I reach into my pocket and pull out like this little wallet, like one of those larger card wallet things, and I start flipping through it really quickly, and then I pull out a card that is like an iridescent rainbow pattern with like gold writing on it that says Chimera Club, and I'm like, this is the one. And I'm sorry, what were you saying? Daedalus.
I was saying, yeah, we can fire the spider up again, though. At some point, we're going to need to kill this thing before it decides to take a mind of its own.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a computer. It can only do what you tell it to.
Generally, I would agree with you. However, let's not push this thing too hard.
How long do you think that'd take?
To run the spider and see what kind of dirt I can get up on this thing?
No. How long do you think it's going to be till you lose control of it?
Hopefully we shut it down before that happens.
Yeah, but how long does that usually take? Because I can put a spell on that thing to crush it into a paperweight after a given amount of time.
It's hard to say. It doesn't seem to be advancing on its own, so we're safe for now. We just need to keep an eye on it.
Rad.
All right, you let him know. Victor, how do I contact Sonodora?
Telephone would be my guess, right? You guys can actually use smartphones, so you probably want to do that.
No, she said she said she did a thing. And I'm gonna like point back and forth between our foreheads and be like, she did a thing and said that I could reach her here.
Oh.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, first things first, you probably shouldn't. Allowing other people in your mind is very, very dangerous. But if you want to do it, you basically, you know how, remember when I told you about how I teleport, I visualize a place I've been before in the reflection of the mirror that I'm planning to walk through, right? I visualize it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to visualize her, or like the idea of her, or like a very vivid memory of her. And by doing that and focusing all of your thoughts on that, you'd be able to, if you have an existing link, connect your consciousnesses.
So you might have to go back to the community center to do that, I guess.
Or just think about the conversation that we had at the community center, or a specific image of her that in your mind is peak Sonodora.
I mean, I'm really glad now, out of character, like Bird is glad that I had that thing where I said I reached forward and grabbed her arm, because I'm just going to remember, like, the feel of her arm in my hand.
Person.
No, shut up, she's a physical person.
I wonder if we can record that.
Okay, creepiness aside, what better way to prove that, like, I know you're telling me to be careful, but number one, I trust you to pull my ass out of any dumb decisions I ever make. But on top of that, what better way to prove ourselves than by doing this thing that you, of all people, are afraid of?
Right, but there's plenty of things that I'm afraid of that we wouldn't ever actually do. Like, I wouldn't play Russian roulette, right?
Yeah, but the Russian roulette doesn't prove anything to anybody.
I just imagine what Pistolero would do with Russian roulette. Which of these fingers is loaded? Oh, it's this one!
But no, I mean, it's, yeah, I mean, you can do it if you're comfortable with that link, just like I said, by focusing on the idea of her. That's how it should work. I've only had a mental connection like that magically with one person, and that is how I did it, but I haven't done it in probably a year or so now.
Okay. I'm gonna try it right now. Do me a favor, hold my hand.
Oh,
But
God.
but instead of holding his hand, I'm gonna do. Simon, what the fuck? Instead of holding his hand, I'm gonna do the
Jonas. And yes, I know what I'm.
Yeah.
Do we really want to do
deliberately
that
time.
right
Third
this
time's charm.
second?
Well, when else are we gonna do it? All I'm gonna send is like a testing, check, 1, 2, 3. Like,
Wait, whose hand are you holding? Mine?
yeah, yours.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, do me a favor, hold my hand, and I'm just gonna grab your forearm instead of holding your hand to like help bring the memory back to the surface.
Okay.
Plus, I'm expecting you to like pull me out of this if it goes poorly.
And you didn't give me time to share that there's like literally no way I can do that, but okay.
No.
Funnily enough,
doesn't care.
I'm the one who could save your bacon.
Yep.
In your mind's eye, you see Sonodora's face emerge from sort of a misty background.
It works!
Opens her eyes and says, I wasn't expecting you to contact me so quickly. Is there anything wrong?
Nope, just testing the connection. Does this tax you in any way?
It's no trouble. It's really all right. I don't mind it.
All right, well, I promise not to call you before 10 o'clock in the morning and after 8 o'clock at night. I'll talk to you later.
She tries to do something kind of dramatic, but I'm going to assume that sort of you break the connection before she can be like, farewell.
Eris is such an asshole.
So, as an observer and a constant note taker, did her head make the same kind of dippy motion that everyone else's did?
Yeah. Did I have to do the same thing everybody else did?
I mean, you didn't consciously do it, but the rest of you around Eris saw her do that.
Okay. So we know what the signal is. All she's gonna do is like pop out, like she's gonna do the head tilt thing, have a little moment, and then like come back and be like, okay, it worked. Let go of Victor's hand, and then go back to like gobbling her fucking taco.
Are you still in? We're not still in costume, right?
Well, mine doesn't come off as easily as yours does, so I still am.
I have no control over the thing you put on my face. So
I mean, I told you I could literally turn it off at will.
Right.
I guess what I'm asking is,
I've probably
is there
forgotten
a
about it.
9-foot-tall woman eating tacos with us?
No shame in my game. I could be.
So I'm going to say,
I mean,
Eris,
if you are...
In solidarity.
If you
yes.
are, the woman in the taco truck probably wants a selfie with you.
I'll kneel down for her. She can sit on my knee. And I have my arm up on my hip.
So I got
basically.
I got my my note taking device out, and I'm like, so Eris, were you still conscious of us while you were talking to her?
I don't know. It was really quick. I
That's
wasn't
not
paying
helpful.
attention.
That's really not helpful.
I wasn't paying attention to you. I was paying attention to whether I could do it. I'll tell you more next time.
All right, keep that in mind.
I feel sorry for the viewers that have to deal with my like full body reaction to whether I'm talking to Aaron, Emrys, or Simon.
I don't know, I'm just trying to think of what I could contribute, and I'm coming up kind of blank.
Well, you did a lot of...
Sorry.
You did a lot of leadership, sort of...
Yeah.
Party
You're
FaceTime.
Did it hurt?
I don't know. God did it.
God did what?
You are not God.
You just say Simon or the storyteller.
Simon did it. Did it hurt?
Oh, see, that was a statement, not a question. That's why I asked the question.
See, I was thinking that you were revealing a new sort of religious side of Eris that we had not previously seen before. I thought this could be some interesting roleplay opportunities.
Nope. Religion lost. Simon did.
No, nothing.
No, I can't imagine it would be uncomfortable.
Did it feel tingly? Like, what? Did I feel anything?
Like a waking dream.
It felt like being underwater.
Oh, that's
Okay, so I wasn't conscious of the din around me, or even like holding on to Victor.
I mean, you could perceive it, but as though you're underwater and it's sort of just out of the water. The rest of the world is sort of just past the edge of the water. You can kind of see it in a blurry way. You can kind of hear it in a way, and so forth.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you any of that. I'm going to hang on to it for next time.
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
I was actually thinking of going, so, you said you hadn't dealt with that stuff in a while. Could you actually yank her out of it?
No, probably not. Not without actual reagents and things to be able to project my mind into her mind, which I wouldn't do unless I thought that Eris was in a ton of danger, because that would be a dramatic invasion of her personal privacy.
Alrighty, so if this winds up happening unexpectedly, I guess it would be up to me to break her out of it.
That would probably be for the best, but I don't know if it would necessarily work from this end, right? Because you nullify people's power in the field. It's not like you block something that's being projected from somewhere else in, or is that how it works? My character is actually asking.
I say, I don't know if we've actually tested it. I would think that without a valid target, it might dissipate. Like, if I chopped if I chopped a power cord or something. But who knows?
I mean, yeah. But so who's up for a weird club outing sometime in the near future?
I noticed that Discordia has her hand up. What's up?
I'm having hang on. The thought hasn't fully solidified yet.
So, weird club. I mean, if it was as fun as the last one we got into, sure, I'm down.
This one is a lot more esoteric. There is a club in, where exactly it is not super duper important. But it is a club where various artificially created beings gather. The Chimera Club. Some pretty rough customers there, but also some good ones. But it would definitely be a place where Bug could go, and he would not by a long stretch be the most peculiar person in the room.
Artificially created like me?
Yes, but with their ability to meaningfully interact with the rest of humanity more significantly damaged.
Like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, but monster's kind of like a word that you don't use in that place.
Well, as opposed to Dr. Frankenstein. You ever watch Young Frankenstein? It's great, but you got to keep them separate.
Yeah, but it's a place for unique individuals to gather and socialize. Where are you going, Simon?
That was me sort of tilting my head in extremis at Emrys's sort of young Frankenstein riff there, sort of, because I was not sure if that was in character or not.
It was, because he was just telling me no one should say monster there, so I was showing that I actually had some knowledge of it, that he shouldn't be, that we have to say which one is which.
And so I was tilting my head quizzically in extremis.
Okay. Also, Chimera Club. Big was
No, we don't need a Full Metal Alchemist reference, Emrys, thanks.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something to keep in the back pocket there. If that's something that means something to him. You know,
I don't know.
I think all of us in our own way know what it feels like to be looked at like you don't fit in, or like you're strange or terrifying. And what our new friend Bug probably experiences is probably that times a million. So if we could give him a moment to socialize and feel like he's surrounded by he has peers, that would be something that we could do.
I don't know how well the three of you have observed like Eris's body language, but she's usually like pretty assertive, pretty like eye contact, you know what I mean, around the table. But as soon as he starts to, like as soon as she comes around and is like, yeah, that could be cool. You know, she is absolutely downplaying how much she desperately wants to go to this club.
I was about to purposely misread it.
But yeah.
But that is what you want.
Please.
Yeah, that is like.
Well, no, I was going to purposely misread it by suggesting that you probably don't want to go there at all because you're trying to regain your normalcy, your sense of normalcy. So it would be like the worst thing.
Yeah, but she's not normal yet.
Well, the thing is, I also don't know if I know enough about that part of your character because you've mostly been discussing it with Victor and not me.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's only a little bit of bitterness in that statement.
Well, no, I mean, I don't. My character doesn't even know that he doesn't know, so there can be no bitterness.
Right. Yeah, Daedalus is just going to pretend like the whole club thing never. He's just going to ignore the conversation because it has nothing to do with him.
Well,
You don't want to go out dancing?
No, not my thing.
Not that any of you asked, but the tacos were delicious.
We assumed.
Well, Daedalus has eaten like 5 or 6 of them at this point, so.
Eris is keeping right up. I got a hollow leg in this 9-foot body to fill, man.
You're 9 foot tall. You shouldn't have any problem with that.
Right.
Yeah, this is the kind of like authentic taco place where you can get like the really weird fillings,
Nice.
like ojo de vaca.
I would probably pick like 3 things on the menu that I can't even pronounce and have no idea what they are. I'd go for them.
Yeah, when I was living in New York, there was a taco place that used to have ojo de vaca, cow eye.
Yep.
I want kind
Chewy.
of sada now.
So
Chewy.
So what happens when we leave the neighborhood and head home?
I mean, it's Sunday. It's still your weekend. You can sort of decide whether you want to meet up with friends, hang out together, study.
Hey, Victor, do you want to spar?
Oh, God.
No.
I said,
What
if
about...
you want.
Can't hear you, Emrys.
If you want to, I'll spar with you. I actually have a good idea. Or I have an idea about that.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this.
Well, no, hear me out here. None of us, except for Eric, or none of us have any strong powers in the null zone. So if I turn off someone who's freaking jacked, I'm still going to get decked in the face. So actually doing some real combat would help once I've turned everything off and now it's just my fists. I should know how to use them.
Okay, that's fine. Because that's, you know what? That is you doing what she asked you to do. Where you, like, showed some vulnerability. You said some honest shit. Like, yeah, she would like, she was hoping to go kick Victor's ass for being a twat earlier, but, like, she'll do it. Yeah. She'll be like,
Yeah.
You know what? That's a great fucking idea. Let's go.
I am also going to say canonically, with what's been happening recently, Emrys, just something to keep in mind. I would kind of want your move. Give me 1 second. Your thing. I think that you're going to get. Well, you already have influence over me. So I might lose influence over you because you're fulfilling what I expected of you when you asked me what I wanted you to do. You've taken up more of a leadership role and a more consistent role on the team.
Well, if you think so, it winds up not being that you don't lose influence. What happens is if I do that, I mark potential.
Right.
So if you think I'm fulfilling that, then I can erase it and I will mark a potential.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I what do you think, Simon? Do you agree with that? Remember the conversation that Nullzone and I had where I asked him to be a more consistent member of the team?
Yeah, no, that tracks for me.
Yeah, all right, yeah, so go ahead and erase that and give yourself a potential, I would say.
Whoa!
I also am going to, make popcorn because I am so excited to watch this fight. Daedalus, man, you got, any special recording equipment where we can record this for posterity? You get some drones in there,
not
get multiple angles.
Out.
Ironically,
Time out.
am I
Ironically, what? Ironically, what?
Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, ironically, I'm the one with the special experimental camera, so you'll all get to see exactly what I do when your knuckles start meeting my nose.
I was going to say that, but I was told to stop.
Continuity!
So while everyone sort of preps for the big spar, Victor's making popcorn. Julius, are you setting your little search spiders to work?
Yeah, I will get the bot up and running again and let it see what it can find out about this incinerator and its any occurrences of it in the news, any action news kinds of deals about what's going on with it. Maybe any public records about complaints or inspections, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Safety violations.
Yeah,
your little bots will go to work.
Shoddy building materials.
Why build one when you can build two for twice the price?
Alrighty, so
everybody's gearing up for this fight. He's going to turn on his powers so that I have none, and then I'm gonna sit there and go over drills with him. Okay, now we're gonna bob and weave. Ready? 10 more seconds. You know what I mean? It's not even gonna be a fight.
Yeah, and then from 3 rows up in the empty bleachers, I'm like, boo, kick his ass.
Well, okay, so we're doing this canonically. We are doing this. We do these drills for 10 or 15 minutes. Then after that, I want to try something. I don't know if this will work. Just please don't break my arm.
I promise.
Okay, I'm going to turn, I actually haven't been having my power on because the whole point was what if it's not on? But I just want to test if this works. So I'm going to put a very short range aura. I'm kind of going to be holding almost an orb. There's 1 foot around my hand. It's I want you to punch me. I'm going to try to stop and see what happens if I just grab your hand with mine. If it turns off the whole thing, if it just negates that punch, or what. Because I don't have much experience using this in a controlled area.
Okay. So, for the muscle memory, we're going to go slow twice, a little bit faster a third time, and then we're gonna go at speed, and that's all the warning you're gonna like. I'm gonna come at you.
Okay. I really want to see how this works.
Oh God, this is gonna be.
Well, no, think about this. I don't have experience using my powers controlled like this, aside from like drills with the teachers. I want to actually see kind of what my own limits are, and you're actively helping. And plus, everyone might see to get me death. Might get to see me death.
I am going to get expelled for killing another student. Okay, what do you want roll? What am I rolling, Simon?
Ooh.
Directly engage a threat, probably?
Yeah, I mean, if you're really going to go for it, you'd be either directly engaging a threat or unleashing your powers. Probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, on the other hand, if you want to make him feel good and pull your punches in order to boost his self-confidence, you could try comfort and support.
No, I have a -1 to that. And I'm sitting here looking at my moves. I was like, don't I have a move about defending anyone, where I defend my love or my rival? But that's this, like, my role as defender just means that I use my danger anyway.
Just roll it.
Roll it.
Roll it.
Do it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Danger zone.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. So.
Yeah, baby.
So here is what I am thinking.
But no. You get to roll to combat this. Doesn't he get to roll to combat this?
No, I mean, you just hit, and then he's gonna... I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm talking over Simon. Go ahead, Simon.
I mean, I want to hear what Amherst has to say first, and then I'll sort of adjudicate after.
My idea is I'm going to kind of throw the established sort of rules in favor of the fiction. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to try to counter that, try to get equal or better with an unleash my powers, because I'm trying to use my powers in a way I haven't done before to see specifically if I can, like, how well I could try to null someone's punch with just a short range type thing. Like, can I nullify just the fist, or do I have to do the whole body beforehand?
I mean, it's... Even if you take away her, like, super strength, it's still a fist, though, so...
Yeah, but I could... I'm,
Okay.
Give or take 15-year-old teenager. I am fairly not going to get, like, completely decked and thrown against the wall by another even a strong 50-year-old girl punching me. I'm going to get, like, thrown halfway across the arena by a 9-foot goddess punching me.
What if I
Alright.
just, like, break his hand? What if like he kept... Okay, roll to unleash your powers, and if you succeed, what if I just, like, break his hand or something?
No, I'll decide what happened. You know, if he wants to unleash his powers,
Okay.
or if he wants to defend. No, not defend. It's an unleash thing.
Yeah, since I'm trying to do something odd, out there, and untested with my powers. I tie it. So, what I'm guessing happens is that it works. So, like I said before, I've got, like, a bubble of just, like, nothing of, like, a foot around my hands. So I just kind of go and I catch it, and, like, your forearm just kind of morphs back. So you've got, like, big, small, normal, human size. And then, like, I just kind of grab your hand. I'm like, ah! That's smart! But it actually did work. I'm just kind of, like, hopping around with, like, a sprained wrist. But it did what I wanted it to do.
Okay.
We've kind of established one of the things that I can do now. You look very unsatisfied with that.
What do you think, Simon?
I mean, yeah, I think sort of like your giant, powerful fist comes racing towards his face, and as it races, sort of passes through this barrier, or passes through this girdle that sort of, as each inch of your arm goes through it, it turns back into 15-year-old Eris arm rather than giant python-like Discordia arm.
So when this happens, Daedalus is up with me in the stands, right?
Yeah, I'll be up there.
I just kind of like jump up, and you see me just like snap out that notebook that I have where I take notes about people's powers, and I write down a bunch of stuff, and I look really quizzically, and you see me write something in there and underline it twice and then close the book.
I'm going to say, you know he's recording all this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Discordia did get a full hit, if you want, I will take a powerful blow, because I'm kind of specifically seeing what I can do to meet it. And I didn't nullify all the muscle here, just kind of the fist here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't nullify mundane things, is my understanding.
Yeah, so I did what I wanted. I turned her punches normal, but I still got hit pretty hard. So let me...
I mean, I'll... Since you got a full hit, I'll give you a choice. She can either break your nose or chip a tooth.
I thought I understand.
Oh, go for broken nose. I have something for this.
So ironically, from a sciencey perspective, when you apply force to a smaller area, the amount of pressure increases. So
Yeah.
so instead of dissipating, so a big fist across your face, while it's going to hurt, the amount of pressure is now concentrated to a much smaller area.
Well, that assumes an equal amount of pressure, since I also took a lot of the muscle mass and the force away.
Okay.
That's what I'm...
And in the immortal words of the Joker, make a choice: broken nose or chipped tooth.
I think I will take the...
Totally the broken nose.
You know what? I'm going to go evens odds. I'm going to roll to take a powerful blow. If it's an even, if it's the nose, if it's an odd, then it's the tooth.
I feel
Okay.
so bad.
Okay, out of character, I literally asked for this. In character, I pretty much literally said, this is probably going to happen, but I want to try.
And to be fair, you're pretty angry with him, so.
What did I say even was?
The broken nose.
Broken
odd,
nose.
I thought
tooth.
even was the chipped tooth.
Okay. Well, even is the tooth, so... But I don't have to, like, take any further... Any of the things for failing my... or for... You know what I mean? Failing to take a powerful blow is good. So I failed to take a powerful blow, which is good, but I did kind of get punched in the face. I'm going to have a whole bunch of bruising. And, like, this tooth is chipped.
Yeah.
I know, God, it's gonna be days. It's gonna be days. She's gonna have to look at him, and he took her advice, and he did it. So like, I'm not mad at him right now. Like, he was being a good boy, and I fucked him up for it anyway.
Well, no, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be grinning. I was like, did you see her arm there? That was awesome.
Oh man.
Like the reaction to this is
You're
pure.
grinning, so you're just showing off your chipped tooth.
Yeah. And like this is the reaction here is just like pure unrestrained joy. Also, serious question.
Sure.
Since this is a sparring match, do I mark potential for that fail or not? Because it wasn't really going to be life-threatening.
I thought it was just a coin toss. Like, it wasn't actually in
Yeah,
mechanic.
I thought that was just a...
Oh, I was also actually taking it as well. Because she got the...
We're doing... Yeah, but we're doing
We're
like...
smart.
We're like mixing up a bunch of rules.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
playing with Calvin ball here, guys.
So we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, canonically, when the room clears, or at some point in the night if I have to, I'm going to go back and I'm going to find that bit of tooth and put it in a little vial, because I need that tooth.
Somehow that does not surprise me.
Victor, you're gross.
Well, oh, and I bet you're going to need to use that tooth on her for the ritual, so if you didn't actually do this, it wouldn't work in the future.
That's the idea. The idea is that I'm going to figure out how your powers work and turn it into a potion or an enchantment.
I feel so bad. I am absolutely like, I am sitting with Clymene at dinner. I am like asking if he needs anything done. And then I'm like, but like, it's a little bit of kissing ass leading up to, could you do it again? But not at speed. Like, just hold it there, and we're gonna do it slow.
I'm going to come sit down. I will pull out the iPad. Like, guys, you got to see this. And I play this video, and it's basically your fist coming straight at his face.
And then shrieking!
As it disappears off camera. But I have it on a loop, so it's like, whoop, 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 whoop.
You're using fucking boomerang.
Roll any... Julius, roll any die, like...
Anyone?
Any of them. It doesn't really matter which, I just need a random number.
All right, I'll roll one of my zeros then. 6.
Okay, it has 600 views so far.
Awesome.
I feel so bad.
This is perfect, because now I have a piece of bone, which is at, like, the core fiber of his being from a magical standpoint.
Yeah, you got, like, all kinds of, like, sympathetic magic.
Also, it should be noted,
There are so many things. We need, like, a joint Google document for notes, because I gave Sonadora a card. I did something else with I did the Cerberus Club thing. I gotta write all this shit down.
And I have, like, been making notes in my little notebook, but I will try to make a Google Doc that we can all add to and all edit.
Does Google have something like a OneNote?
I mean,
yeah, they have Google Docs.
I use OneNote all the time.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking that maybe we each need a page or something. That way, things are separated from what each person's keeping track of, as opposed to just one massive, unorganized. I'm just going to add my thing here. You add your thing here, kind of deal.
Yeah, and I have some.
This is bookkeeping. We can do.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm just like happy as happy can be. I'm like not taking anything hard. Like there's no nuts or like not many vegetables or anything like tough to chew on the plate. I've got all like pasta and stuff that I'm clearly chewing on the other side. But I'm just like
mashed potatoes.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm just like, look, you have no idea. I have never gotten the chance to just like play with the powers like that. That was amazing.
I'm sure everyone in the school's seen the video by now.
Okay, here's my question. Do I now, because he did what I asked him to do to the point of discovering something new about himself, do I also lose influence over him the way that Victor did?
I didn't lose influence over him. He lost a directive that I gave him.
Yeah. So if I kind of fulfilled what you're saying, the way it works is that I then mark potential. I did a vulnerability or weakness. You told me the person you want to be, or you want me to be, and if I be that person, then I mark potential.
I mean, this is the person I want you to be. I want you to be like open and grateful is nice. Grateful and acknowledging what other people do for you,
and injured.
Gee, thanks. Well, I think I'm going to mark potential for that one then.
I see another cake being baked in the near future, but not by Clymene.
And not half as artfully.
It's got to be half collapsed.
So, if there are other sort of end of session moves that people want to other people want to sort of take, we can do those.
Favor Bridget type in Discord, not in Skype, because Skype is visible. Anyway.
For the record, I'm not happy that it hurts. I'm happy I got to play with my powers.
Otherwise, we can. Yeah. Are there other sort of end of session things people wanted to? We've had a good sort of, I think about an hour 45 of.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything end of session that seems relevant to me, so I'm good.
Yeah, I think I might need some time.
We're all supposed to do an end of session move at the end of every session.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether I can justify any of this.
Yeah, but I don't have any conditions. I don't know how my. Well, no, actually, I think that my labels would shift, but I think I have to think long and hard about how they would shift.
Yep. Like, I think I definitely didn't grow away from anyone. I think I grew closer to, like, the whole party, so I'm going to have to pick someone. I don't have any conditions, so someone would get to shift my labels, and everyone already has influence over me. But then I would mark a third potential for the session. Because if you grow closer, you can either clear a label or get potential. I think I definitely tried to grow closer.
Are you just farming potential?
Yeah, I think...
Okay, I am not intending to do that. I did not ask or bring up how that go. I mean...
Hold on. I never asked for this is Eris's character node. Don't be stepping on that.
Yeah, I think 2 is probably good since we're running about 0 to 1 opportunities for most people to get potential because we're doing a roll light game.
Okay. No, that's fine. I didn't grow farther away from anybody. I don't have a condition, and my labels are pretty much where I want them. So I guess I won't do an end of session move. It was just the only one that would make sense for me. So my end of session move is not applicable.
What if I want to go closer to Climany? What do I have to do for that?
Pretty much you give me influence over you, and I don't have it, so I don't get to do anything like shift your labels. If I already had it, I'd automatically get to shift your labels and you couldn't resist it, but since I don't, you just hand it to me, and then you get to do whatever.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have anything applicable either. I probably want to use my playbook move as part of narration next session.
Okay.
Do it.
So...
Yeah.
Next session, I figure the group will be going out on patrol with... We'll be going out on patrol with the Wolfpack.
Sweet.
Sounds great.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
All right, do you want to sign us off, Simon?
And I want to thank everyone for a great session. I think we made a lot of progress, got a lot of sort of good character notes, and a lot of hooks to move things forward. I have made lots of notes and will be making a Google document tomorrow, or hopefully before next week. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching Apex Academy, and hope to see you in the future.
Bye.
See you guys.
Peace.